Welcome back to Spider-Man. Last time we discovered many revelations. One, that Harry is very sick. Two, that the Devil's Breath was created to cure him.
Ooh, love that shot.
And that in the testing of the Devil's Breath, that eventually led to the creation of Mr. Negative. So, I guess that kind of makes J. Jonah Jameson a lot like Norman Osborn, in that they both tried to create a cure for something they considered a sickness. Norman for an actual sickness, J. Jonah for the sickness that plagues his city, and they ended up creating a villain in the process. For Norman specifically, he created his arch nemesis, so to speak. Do villains even have arch nemesis? Nemesi? Does he have to drain the energy of people in order to stay alive? They seem really, really poor at shooting, considering how many times they attempted to hit him and missed. Oh, they got Norman.
Have to take care of these demons before I can follow Lee into the lab. Time to KO those snipers.
And, yeah, no.
Nap time.
Okay, so that didn't quite go as well as I would have wanted it, but hey, c'est la vie. At least I get to beat these guys up anyway. Oh, no. I don't know if this guy is the one that has the whip.
Need to get through these demons quick before Lee gets a hold of the anti-serum.
So right now, I need to get rid of this guy with the whips. Then I need to get rid of this guy with the... Okay. Now I need to get rid of this guy with the rocket. Go ahead. Try to take me on with that rocket launcher. He ain't got shit.
Spider-Man, leave now. My men will handle this.
Sable? Lee wiped out the agents stationed here. They're not handling anything.
You have been warned, superhero.
She seems to have a little bit of a disdain for superheroes, despite the fact that her men seem to be incapable of handling this problem. Oh, where is this other guy that I missed?
Sleep it off.
Ah, he was inside the damaged building. Interesting.
Sable made good on her threat, but these guys aren't looking to team up.
Tired of you harassing our agents, Spider-Man. This ends tonight.
You guys think I took out your men? You gotta be kidding me.
I'm tired of your agents sucking. And he's done.
Gotta make this fast and get inside.
Correct, because every moment spent out here is just giving Mr. Negative more time. Damn it, Trebek. Ah. Alright. But at least I have to take care of that guy. So no matter what, even if I was nice and stealthy, I would have still had to deal with
Really wish Sable would cut me
Sable's
some slack.
agents.
We should be on the same team.
They should be on the same team, considering. I can only imagine how much having to battle for control over the city is costing Silver Sable and her team of mercenaries.
Demons and Sable are down. Time to follow Lee inside.
I'll wait for myself to heal up. Seems to be there. Okay.
Why are you so heavy?
Oh my. I wasn't even expecting an actual Sable confrontation in this part of the game.
Destroy my equipment and cost my client millions. Give me one good reason I should not kill you right
Your men suck.
I don't like
You're
you.
terrible for the city.
But Lee has your client inside this building right now, and he's gonna kill him if we don't do something. We could fight each other, or we could fight Lee, but not both.
That is a strong argument. Probably stronger than the argument I just made, which is that you suck.
Does this mean we're good?
Will help me secure Norman. After that, I make no promises.
Works for me.
The enemy of my enemy?
You secure Osborn. I will talk to them.
I will talk to them with my guns
Okay,
and their
no more running.
bullets.
This ends tonight. This is insanity.
Yeah.
I have to find a way to reach the Martin Lee I know. The man who built Feast.
Good luck on that one. Is the Martin Lee still in there? I don't mean to sound negative.
No way to go but down.
Alright.
Spider-Man. This is me and Osborn.
I know about the accident. I know what happened to your parents.
The accident. You sound as clinical as Osborn. My parents died because of me. Because of what Osborn did to me.
Oh, because when he was injected,
You're more
that
than a
created...
parent. Don't let it control you.
I tried so hard to make my parents proud. To honor their legacy.
while he was busy being torn apart
Osborn
by a
must see
demon
justice.
inside.
I won't let you do this, Martin.
Oh, hello, Martin. A nice reuse of assets, by the way. Ah, there's the mask.
Lee's pain, his anger, it's fueling his power.
His mind is a roadmap of pain. Okay, so this appears to be the real world again. Moments earlier?
This is the only sample. No! No, Martin! Look, I told you I'm sorry. It was an accident. I was trying to help. You don't help people. You use them.
This won't bring your parents back.
Why do you insist on trying to save this piece of scum?
I'm trying to save you, Martin. Don't let revenge win. Fight it!
Wait, now I'm confused.
Osborn must be punished. His cancer has infected this city.
What was that moments earlier thing about? Why don't the timelines just kind of match up?
I'll never stop.
Alright. At least I'm able to throw some things at this guy. Oh, damn it.
Now's my chance.
Oh my.
Isn't you?
This is exactly who I am.
I need to gain some health back. Otherwise, I'm going to die.
Osborn's crimes will be on your head.
And Dr. Otto Octavius's crimes will be on yours. I don't know what I'm supposed to do to dodge that one. I guess maybe jump. Probably jump.
Fight it, Martin! You can walk away!
No, Osborn must suffer.
Oh my. Okay. Also, how does the mask for his suit react to his emotional state? And okay, I guess that's what I'm fighting against now.
I know you can beat the demon, Martin!
Beat the demon? I am the demon.
And okay. A lot of this fight is just kind of oh, nope. I don't know what you're doing now. Is trying to observe and see what Martin's actually going to do.
You and Osborn will ship this will all be over soon.
I sure hope so.
Damn it. Nope. These regular chumps are no longer chumps. Hold on. Web bomb. Battle focus. Maybe I'll be able to get some of my health back. Although the ability to slow down time due to a good dodge is very useful. Nope. Ah, damn it.
My will is stronger than yours.
Let's see about that. Can't give up. He's almost down.
Okay. Is that good enough? Okay, that's good. Because then I could... See? There's no reason for me to use my finishing move on any of these chumps. Because it only takes like a couple hits to kill them. But is this it? Defeated version 1, defeated version 2, and... Huh. So,
Needs to pay.
I know,
his ability just needed to be punched out of him.
but this is the wrong way, Martin.
And somewhere out there is Dr. Otto Octavius, no doubt. Yep.
Useless.
What a jerk. Oh, no. You know, I wonder how ambidextrous... I guess if you're controlling all of them at the same time, or how easy it is to control all of them. Like sometimes it's hard enough to control all 4 limbs, let alone have to add on 8. But I guess he's not really using his legs and his arms in this process. And did he just knock Spidey out?
Otto?
That look on your face. You can't imagine how satisfying it is. Ready for your final act?
You know, when Norman Osborn seems to be the good human being in the room, that's when you know things are screwed up.
Hey. Hey,
Where's Otto?
gone. I would not worry about him right now.
He needs a hospital.
No. No hospital. Feast.
Yes, name the shelter for which you are directly involved. Nobody will start to look at the employees who work there. That would be crazy.
I need to speak to your head doctor.
There's no doctors here.
Who's running this place?
Me, mostly.
Oh, okay. Well, it's been a while, but I'll do my best. I'll need masks, gloves, whatever you have that's sterile.
Thank you.
You can thank me by not dying.
Sable's become a sudden ally all of a sudden. What does this mean? What does that mean for her DLC then? She knows the Mary Jane. Too many personal connections that she's recognizing. Although I suppose in the movies, Peter does a very poor job of keeping his identity secret anyway, so... And he does eventually reveal who he is. At the very least in the comic books.
He'll live, but he needs rest.
Hey, take it easy.
Where's May?
She's probably sick due to the devil's breath, so she needs the antidote, which means that Pete's going to have to act now, rather than later.
They say she could go at any moment.
Where are you going?
I need to find Otto. He has the anti-serum. I don't know if I can beat him.
Maybe you can't. Maybe Spider-Man needs help from his friend Peter.
What?
Peter helped build those arms, remember? If anyone can find a weakness, it's him.
Also, if your friend happens to be have two personas, try not to refer to them as separate personas too often, because it might cause them to separate their ideas of who they are. And that spider's totally going to bite Miles. That spider's on a mission.
All right. No. No, that's not it. Maybe it's this one. No.
That dead spider had a look of foreboding on its corpse. Also, there is the potential for the next game to have you play as Miles Morales as well as regular Spider-Man, and then you've got multiple combat styles. Excellent. Huh. Hold on.
MJ's
Something's
right.
different.
I built the neural interface. That means I can destroy it. There must be something at the lab I can use.
Hold on. I'm just gonna climb up here and get a good view of the city. Huh. Well, there's a helicopter over there. Oh, nope. City's still on fire. I was going to say I did not see any fires, and there were no fires in this direction. Nope. There are plenty of fires still left. Now, does this mean that I don't have to worry about Sable chasing after me? I'll just have to deal with thugs. Or...
Spider-Man. Hello. Hello.
Man, I gotta change this number.
I must leave New York. Recent events give me pause. Your rescue of Osborn, despite his hatred, it affected me. I must return home, reflect on this life I choose.
Dang. I think I'm actually gonna miss you and your death troopers.
Unfortunately, my agents will stay. Though I question our work, they do not. And Osborn continues to pay. I am sorry.
So close to being good news.
Indeed. I will miss you and your bizarre witticism, Spider-Man. Until we meet again.
What a strange, violent lady.
Alas. Oh, nope. There's baby Jonah. Let's see. I need to get away from the gunshots.
Good shot.
Spiders are mean. Wah. Alas. The Sable has left. Hot Russian lady no longer sticking around. At least I'm assuming she's Russian. I actually have no clue as to what her origins are. But her agents that are actually spending most of their time shooting at me get to stay. What kind of justice is there in this world? What kind of justice? Ooh. This is your last chance to upgrade gear and abilities before the end of the story. The end is truly nigh. Actually, let's take a moment to see what I can upgrade. And we're off to the finale of Spider-Man. After loading screen. Alright, Pete is definitely not looking so good.
We did the impossible, Doc. But now I have to destroy it. With a little creation of my own.
I expect it to be something that he has to get up close and personal to Doc in order to use it. And it needs to be like slapped onto the neural connection directly. Which means I have to fight him a little bit, subdue him, and then I'll be... Oh, nope. I just got an awesome suit. Alright. Of course, here's the question. Oh no, wait. I was gonna say, like, will he be able to connect Pete and Spider, but I remember that he already knows Peter Parker makes... he knows, shall I say, is helping out Spider-Man.
And once again, we have live footage of Mayor Osborn being held captive on the roof of Oscorp Tower.
So he'll just assume that Peter Parker used that same technology to help out Spider-Man.
You want me to beg? Not gonna happen.
No, Mr. Osborn. I want you to die.
Before they mop you off the pavement. Tell them what you did.
I never.
Everything you have is built on lies! Lies!
Oh, there goes your phone that you wanted Norman to do his whole confession out of. I don't think he's going to be able to confess that way.
My ideas! Now, the truth.
Oh, he's got another phone. I guess that was Norman's phone that fell out.
Okay. The truth is, you were only ever worth a damn when you worked for me. The truth is, you could never accept that I'm better than you. You're a failure, Otto, and you always will be.
I gotta hand it to Norman for having guts on that one. Swoop. I lived. I will get out of here as fast as possible. Also, this is definitely a boss room.
You've worked your whole life to help people. Please.
You're fighting the wrong man. But have it your way.
Interesting that like he. Okay, I'm not going to be able to talk while fighting. That Dr. Octavius, when he presents himself, he plants down the tentacles and then raises himself up, giving himself that stature, that position of power. Okay.
For his crimes.
All right. No.
Just give me the anti-serum! You've already done enough to ruin Osborn!
No! He always bounces back!
I need to do more.
Everything!
Damn it! No.
I know your weaknesses!
I have no weaknesses!
Oh, really? Well, what about my weaknesses, eh?
Enough playing!
Okay. I was not expecting that. So I'm guessing... There we go. Okay, that was way more complicated. Damn it, no. Okay, my suit power is different. Distributes, refills current gadgets. How kind of the game for changing my suit power without actually informing me. Fantastic. Of course, I probably should use...
When Osborn pays for his crimes!
Just give me the anti-serum! You've already done enough to ruin Osborn! No!
Okay.
He always bounces back! He has to lose everything!
Okay, so what I need to do is I need to zap him more. And then hit him with... Oh, yeah. If if I hit him with enough zaps.
Enough playing!
Okay, I think I got the swing of this.
Gotta move.
So stay away. Oh no, stay farther away.
They need the anti-serum now! I will cure the city after I bring down Osborn!
Or I can just pummel him with throwable objects. Okay.
Let me save the city! Then we can do whatever you want! I already know what I want! Now get out of my way before I really hurt you!
Did I get him with that? Nope. I'm using web shooters for some reason.
How much is Osborn paying you to protect him? I'm not protecting him! I'm trying to save the city!
Oh, no, no, no. That would have been very useful to be able to get some free hits on Osborn, or Doc Ock, but
You're wasting my time!
yeah. Now, would Otto Octavius's mind be changed if he knew that he was directly affecting Aunt May's life? Or is he that hell-bent, or is that driven mad by his prosthesis?
Just like Osborn! Nothing but lies!
Damn it. Okay.
Enough of this!
Okay.
What are you...
Oh, this is not necessarily good. So I tried to remove the implant, but it seems to be stuck.
Such a disappointment. Parker.
Ah, that's the reveal.
You knew? I tried to warn you, Peter, but you didn't listen. You knew. I won't let you win. This means too much to me. Not more than it means to me.
Oh my. Nothing but a good side of the building fight. Also, I just realized I've played like 2 games in a row in which a rooftop of a building is brought down on a villain.
Can't you see all the people you're hurting? You'll never understand. You haven't suffered like I have. Ah!
This is cool. It's like, it's very simplest. I guess this is almost kind of like the victory fight. Because you've already dealt with Otto in one big boss fight, here is one dramatic boss fight to cap off the storyline.
Please, think of the man you were. That man is gone. save me, Peter.
Then I guess you'll have to save yourself!
You were my hero! You meant so much to me! I hate that you're making me do this!
I hate that you're making me reuse some of these animations.
You look tired, Parker.
Not tired.
Yeah, there goes his goggles.
Just hurt.
Although I suppose this goes back to the question that Mary Jane brought up. Is it possible after what Otto Octavius has done for him to be saved?
Otto!
Oh no.
If you want to change the world, you have to be the kind of man who can make the hardest decisions.
I couldn't agree more. No! The anti-serum.
Well, so long, Otto. Or, I guess he's still alive?
Peter, I saw you as a son. I should have known you'd turn on me, just like all the others.
Turn. Turn. I've worshipped you. Your mind. Your conscience. Wanting to help others. The way you never gave up.
That's because men like us have a duty, a responsibility, to use our talents in the service of others. Even if they don't appreciate it. We have to do what's best for those beneath us, whether they understand it or not.
No, you're wrong. You are everything I wanted to be. You just threw it away.
Yes, of course. You're right, Peter. Oh, I see that now. The neural interface affected my mind.
Yeah, I kind of warned you about that one.
We can fix it.
Let's just go back to our lab as if nothing happened. The good times will be back. You, me...
I'll make sure you get the best help.
No! If they put me away, they'll take my arms. I'll be trapped in this useless body. Please, Peter. That wasn't me. You said you'd never abandon me. You promised. Remember? And of course, you rest easy, knowing your secret is safe with me.
You do what you think is best, Doc. It's all any of us can.
Peter?
Even when it hurts like hell.
Peter, where are you going? Peter? Peter!
Okay, now I reiterate. So long, Doc. Although I gotta say, that was a really strong ending.
It's still viable. We'll need the entire sample as a base to produce more doses.
How long will that take?
A few hours. Maybe a day.
What if we use it to cure someone right now?
Then there won't be enough to cure the others.
Yep, and I know Spider-Man won't go around for that one. Don't give me a few minutes, go start making more samples! You already said you were on a timer?
You're gonna be okay, ma'am. I've got the cure right here.
Take off your mask. I want to see my nephew.
Oh, does Aunt May just happen to know too? I guess everybody knows Peter Parker is Spider-Man.
I've known for a while.
I never wanted you to worry.
I did. And I am so proud of you. And Ben would be too. All the people you've saved.
I don't know what to do.
Yes, you do.
Just tease the. Just go have him make more samples. You're wasting time. Although I suppose considering his two choices. On one hand, his aunt doesn't want to die. On the other hand, if he did use the anti-serum, then she would know that she lived while everybody else died. And she wouldn't be able to live with herself because of it. Because she went, like, I guess you can say that Peter Parker almost became the villain, using the cure to save his aunt, allowing everybody else to live. She became the role that Peter wanted to play for both Mr. Negative, or should I say Martin Lee, and Otto Octavius. That voice of reason. And that allowed him to not become that same villain that those others have become, despite their good intentions. Yeah, time has passed. But the fries are still viable.
Hi, Mary Jane Watson, Associate Editor.
Congrats.
Thank you.
I knew you could do it.
Congratulations.
What about you? Find a job yet?
Oh, no, but
I'll be right with you, honey. Thank you.
Also, now where is he living?
Career change.
Hmm?
Yeah, I think I might want to become a chef.
I'm sorry. No, it's... You're a scientist. A good one.
I'll become a
The last
food
project I
scientist.
created a monster octopus that almost destroyed the city, so...
Yeah. I mean, you do make a hell of a chicken curry.
I do. Still working on my dumplings, though.
Going camping?
Oh, my new place isn't gonna be ready for about a week, so I'm gonna be crashing with Miles for the next few nights.
Oh. You know...
Okay, so that's where he is.
Stay at my place. Only if you want to.
Ah, that finger drag on the table, though.
No, I don't. I not want to, but meaning I do want to, but only if you do.
I never stopped wanting to.
Me neither.
Well, that was a... I guess I was expecting the ending to go on for slightly more. I don't know why I was expecting the ending to go for slightly more, because it pretty much did resolve everything. Although it doesn't really say what happened to Martin Lee after that final confrontation. He just kind of gets swept to the side, literally and figuratively. So that was Spider-Man. Okay, let's see if I can organize my thoughts in less than 10 seconds. I would say that was a really good game. Insomniac is a fantastic developer. There are only like 3 games that they've made that I don't necessarily care for. And that is the Resistance series. Like, the Resistance series for me was just a series of generic shooters, all covered in gray and brown. It was with their return to that big, like, their colorful action with Sunset Overdrive that got me back into being interested in their games again. But with Spider-Man, I don't necessarily feel that they accomplished anything gameplay-wise that hasn't been done in previous Spider-Man games. They've definitely put together an excellent story. So, the writing team that they've had to write this game was fantastic, because this story for the game is very good is at a quality level that competes with the Marvel Cinematic Universe's, like, the better of the films. I would say it's comparable to Homecoming, possibly better, because you've got even more character development. You've got more plot development. You're not restricted to that 2-hour runtime. But as for like gameplay sequences, you're still kind of confined to like the Batman style of fighting. You've got basically one attack button and the ability to kind of launch yourself at even more farther distant enemies, which I guess in this case have separated themselves. Because in like the Batman series, your ability to launch yourself at distant enemies was dependent on how many guys you've previously punched. Whereas in this game, you have your regular attacks, which generally only hit the people close to you, and then your web strike that launches you towards other enemies. And then you've got your typical dodge. You got an array of gadgets to use. But it's a lot of it kind of goes through those motions. And is this...
I'm not an expert or anything, but I think it's in the way that you ask her.
I'm getting too nervous. Hey, alright, so where do you want this?
Right over here's fine.
Alright.
Oh, is he actually going to move in with Miles?
Hey, so Pete?
Yeah.
I, kinda gotta talk to you about something I can't tell my mom about.
What's up?
Well, weird things
You
have been
see,
going on,
I'm Spider-Man.
like physically.
Oh. Oh.
Oh, you're getting erections now.
Well, you know, you're at that age where your body starts to change. And so you may be noticing some areas,
No.
for example.
Not that. I think it's better that I just I show you.
No.
It's pretty weird, right?
Not that weird.
They can be spider roomies. So, back to the combat again. I think I mentioned this in a previous episode, but, like, when it comes to fighting the bad guys in the game, the main issue I have with that is that, like, each bad guy seems to have a very specific style of fighting them. And it's something I mentioned, not here, but like, when I'm talking about the video game Loco cycle. If you haven't heard of the video game Loco cycle, it's from Twisted Pixel, and it is, you play as a motorcycle powered by an AI, dragging an unfortunate man behind with the motorcycle, the sleeve of his shirt caught in the motorcycle itself, and your motorcycle wants to go hang out with other motorcycles at some bike club meeting. Anyway. Long story short, you fight various enemies throughout the game, and each enemy can only be beaten in one fashion. So what this means is an enemy appears, you fight them in the fashion that you're expected to beat them in, and then you fight the next one in the fashion you're expected to beat them in. The one guy shows up, you do the dodge, you hit. The other guy shows up, you use the guns, you hit. With Spider-Man, it's like, regular guy shows up, you punch them a bunch of times, you're good. Guy with the melee weapon shows up, you knock them into the air, or you web strike and dodge and then knock them into the air. Guy with the shield shows up, you pull off their shield, or you do a uppercut and slide underneath. There are very specific strategies for each specific enemy. And that's also, I guess Batman also suffers from this as well. Which means that it kind of like, the creativity in the combat doesn't come from the combat itself, but rather from how you use gadgets. Which are pretty nifty. I don't know, you get a whole bunch of them. I frequently forgot about them, I admit. I frequently forgot that I had gadgets, and there were quite a few times in which the game would be like, oh, hey, you should be using your web shooters in order to knock these guys down. I'm like, oh yeah, I've got those. And then I suppose this kind of, I'll wrap this up in regards to the combat, is the crimes. Ultimately, I think the crimes would be my least favorite aspect of the game. Now, in regards to the game structure itself, you've got your main storyline, and then you've got your side task. Your side tasks get divided up between side missions, and then other types of side missions. And in regards to that, it makes me feel as though one of the main focuses of the game is to give players content, to give people something to do, which is important. You spent $60 on this game instead of another game. You want to be able to know that your money went towards a good cause. In modern gaming terms, nobody wants to spend $60 on a game and end up with very little. Especially considering that Marvel's Spider-Man came out after God of War, which gave a lot of content for your buck. But the crimes aspect, like, the side missions gave you different little stories. That was great. The research missions, those were interesting. they didn't necessarily give you too many stories per se, but they gave you different types of tasks to perform, which is alright. And then there are the arena battles, and subsequently the crimes. Now, the arena battles, you've got several types of them. I feel that if you only had the arena battles and you didn't have the crimes, then that would have been fine. Then they wouldn't have felt as repetitive as they are. Because regardless of which arena you fight in, essentially it's just fighting wave after wave of enemy opponents until they're all defeated. As opposed to... but there are also just a limited amount of arenas. And the arenas are usually narrated for some purpose. Like you go to Fisk Arena, the construction sites, and I forget the name of the police chief character, or the police character who aids you right now. But she's there to kind of like talk to you over your radio or phone. When you start going around stopping Martin Lee's demons, you have Mary Jane talking to you. So there's at least some development going on. To be like, hey, why is this important? Why am I fighting these guys right now? Now, as for the crimes, when the first Thug crimes showed up, it did kind of make sense for story reasons because Spider-Man does swing around the city, fighting crime, stopping bad guys. But it takes a while, and with 5, you have to complete out 5 Thug crimes per district if you want to complete them all. And if you don't complete them all, as you're swinging through the city, they'll just show up anyway, and they'll be like, hey, don't you want to stop this crime? And you're Spider-Man, you don't want to let that crime go by, so you go off and stop it. And it all kind of follows around several mission types. One, there's a vehicle that is endangering the public. 2, a bunch of goons are standing around robbing a place. Or 3, a bunch of goons is standing around waiting for you. And that kind of carries itself throughout all of the crimes as the game progresses. So you do all your Thug crimes at the beginning of the game, which I did. And that's like 5 per district. There's like, what, 8 districts, 10 districts? It's been a while. It's been... It's been like, what, an hour or so since I've played, since I looked at the map. So let's say there's 8 districts. Let's shortchange my argument. At 5 per district, that's 40 crimes you have to stop. Then you get to the demons, and then you have to stop the demon crimes. And that's another 40 crimes you have to stop. Then you get to the prisoner crimes and the Sable crimes, which is another 40 prisoner crimes and another 40 Sable crimes, giving you a total of 160 random crimes you have to stop in the city. That is a lot of crime. It's and then you realize it, and then you're doing the whole thing. You fight, rinse, repeat. Fight, rinse, repeat. Over and over and over again. It gets really tiring. And I feel that if they removed all of the crimes altogether, that you wouldn't necessarily lose positive content. You'd lose negative content because it's really slowing down the game. Or alternatively, let's say there was a specific team of people who are working on those random crimes. Because somebody has to program them, somebody has to do the writing for them, because there is some writing involved. In regards to introductions, witty retorts, somebody has to create their random appearances throughout the city. And then there's also the idea that Spider-Man does fight the petty crime as well as the major crime. He doesn't like swing by and say, "Oh, that lady's getting her purse stolen. I'm too big to save that old lady." Now, what if you got the people who created all 160 random crimes, and then had them do maybe 4 side missions? That seems fair. Like, I don't know how much, as I've not developed a game, that's the caveat there. I can't say if the development of a side mission is directly equivalent to the development of these random crimes. But I figure in my head at the moment right now that 160 crimes to 4 side missions is not a bad exchange rate. And each mission focused on that specific group. Let's say with the thug crimes, there was was there arenas? No, there was the Fisk arenas. So you do all the Fisk arenas, and that culminates in one major thug crime. You do all the demon arenas. I think there were demon arenas. And it all culminates in one demon crime. You do all the prisoners, and so forth. That way, it kind of becomes this finale to each separate gang's story, rather than just a bunch of random things going around throughout the city, which just take a really long time to just kind of drag out and pull you away from the story and the character development that's done so incredibly well. What else can I say about Spider-Man? I mean, otherwise, it's really good. I would probably recommend it to pretty much anybody with PlayStation 4 in general. As long as you're interested in action games, you'd probably be interested in Spider-Man. I'd probably give it, 8 out of 10? 9 out of 10? I'm not very good at regarding the numbers themselves. Everybody's got their own idea what the scoring number means. For some people, like I remember when Eurogamer apparently gave Uncharted 3 an 8 out of 10. People were up in arms. Why did they disgrace that game with such a low score? And I'm like, 8 of 10 is pretty good. That's a B. That's more than passing. But like even with my criticisms in regards to the repetitiveness of the crimes, of the not necessarily the most creative use of an open world Spider-Man game, it is a great time to swing around the city, to fight dudes, to be Spider-Man. Yeah, okay. So if I had to pick, I'd settle 8.5. There we go. That's my hard number to settle on. 8.5 out of 10. Now, there's still the DLC left. Right now, I believe there's just the Black Cat and Hammerhead out. There's going to be a Sable DLC, but now that I've actually played through the game, this kind of tosses up, okay, what is actually going to happen with the Sable DLC? With Black Cat, you could be like, okay, Black Cat is back in town, so it's up to Spider-Man to keep her out of trouble, probably. With Hammerhead is back in town. It's up to Spider-Man to beat him down. But Sable back in town? Since they kind of left, they parted ways on relatively decent footing. There's potential for a different direction for that. Also, the question becomes, like, why does she come back? I'd imagine there would have to be a specific reason. but that DLC has not been released yet. I want to say it does come out this month. What else can I say about this game? Oh yeah, so there are also the stealth missions. So there's a lot that the game does in regards to trying to inject variety. It has your main game, it has your side missions, it has your research missions, it has your arenas, your crime. And then there are also the side missions in which you play as Miles Morales or as Mary Jane Watson. Overall, they were relatively simple. I mean, obviously, it would be kind of frustrating to be like, hey, I want to play as Spider-Man. I want to go around and punch people. I don't want to find myself stuck doing this hardcore stealth mission where people are detecting me left and right. The game has not asked me of any of this and has given me no powers. That said, like, I feel like it may be too simplistic. It takes a little bit of too much time to kind of develop itself over the course of the game. Because, like, at first, Mary Jane has no abilities. She's just kind of sneaking around. Then she gets the ability to lure people away. Then you switch over to Miles, and you've got your hacking ability, which presents a different way of just distracting people. Instead of getting Mary Jane's lure that you could just use anywhere, you get his ability that just kind of lures people in specific situations. And then finally, at the end, Mary Jane finally gets a stun gun. Which, it was nice to finally get one of those stealth missions and be able to fight back. Instead of have to worry about hiding all the time. That action stealth. I don't, like, okay, so let's say, I don't know how much of that is going to be in the DLC. I hear that Black Cat kind of brings out what you already did. It doesn't really introduce anything new, per se. It just kind of brings out everything already did in the game. So I don't really know what kind of stealth is involved. The question I have for that, though, is if Black Cat is also going to have that same desire for giving you variety and potentially playing as other characters, do you also get to play as the Black Cat? Which would be interesting. You know, we did leave the mad scientist with his mad scientist accommodations. Is Harry inside there?
We were so close.
Harry's inside there. He's not in Europe.
But I'll keep trying. I will find a cure. I will. I love you, son.
And he'll reach out his hand and touch Norman's? Nope, a tentacle. Because the mad scientist lair wasn't strong enough. It needed to be madder. More scientister. You finished the main story, but you can continue the adventure. Change the time of the day. Or start a new adventure with ultimate difficulty. Or New Game Plus. Oh, then I got the anti-Ock suit. Now, there were a few suits that weren't available. Everyone goes down at one hit, including you. Huh. Okay, so in theory that's possible. It would be difficult. Does that even include bosses? Complete all main missions, side quests, and reach 100% district completion in all districts to unlock the suits. And then I own the anti-ox suit. Alright, so now I'm done with the main game. The next time you see me playing Spider-Man, it is going to be with the DLC. Starting with the heist.
You're back. How's your mom?
Fine. Right back to complaining about not having grandchildren.
So you gonna take that vacation now?
Are you crazy? There's no time for that. The apocalypse didn't happen, which means we've got a city full of loose ends to clean up.
Sounds like a big job, but we're up to it.
Not you. For a job this tough, we need Spider Cop.
You said it! You even did the voice!
Okay, don't make it weird.
You like me. You really like me.
You made it weird. Let's go. We've got work to do.
I can't wait.
Spider Cop surveys the city, placid, but seething with turmoil just beneath its calm surface.
What have I done?
You have unleashed a monster! That is what you have done! A monster!
And that's why Jonah paid me the big bucks.
Oh, damn it. Now there's more crime? What kind of crime is going on at... Oh, no. Oh, no. Spider-Man's work is never done. Thank you for watching. Questions, comments, recommendations for something to play next? Comment down below or send it on over to itsoundedgoodonpaper@gmail.com. That's itsoundedgoodonpaper@gmail.com. So long for now.